He stands, frozen, a monument to human patience. Winter has carved him with cold precision. Frost clings to his lashes like ghostly barnacles. That was then. This is how we play now.
We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this powerful Monday, we have a lot of information to unpack. Now, not a lot of topics. Very short, very brief, but very impactful for how we look forward to this year. Now, if it's your first time finding this channel, please accept my invitation and become a sub. I drop video daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you love Xbox, then you found your new best friend, me, the King. Now, I do report on everything in the industry, but my home is Xbox and I love everything there. We do have some stuff to talk about. Let's get into these things and stick around because I have something to talk about at the end. With one of my favorite studios over at Microsoft being Ninja Theory and having played through Hellblade and Hellblade 2, but also playing what was it, the previous game. It used to be, it was seen as a trilogy, but it wasn't a trilogy. They used to call her the female god of war. So I mean, I used to like the game. In that sense, it did a lot for the PlayStation. I was looking forward to that game. But apparently Ninja Theory was working on Project Mara, and that project was talked about. We didn't know how far along in conceptualizing the game to be released to the public, how far along they were in the process. Well, apparently that process is no longer happening. Well, it seems that Ninja Theory has shifted all internals over to Hellblade 3. Now, the title of the next Hellblade installment may or may not be Hellblade 3, but they're taking into account all the feedback from the previous game and putting combat gameplay and all that other stuff front and center, where it felt a little bit light, a little bit shallow when it came to its offerings of gameplay. Look forward to Ninja Theory adding extra layers to the combat, to the gameplay, to the game overall, to bring it to how I would feel a game made in like 2027, 2028 should feel. I'm kind of interested in this. This took me by surprise because I was looking for Project Mara. Imagine having something sitting on the shelf that you are no longer selling or isn't selling to your fan base, your consumers, placed on other devices that garners 5 million extra users. That's the good fortune that Microsoft has found themselves in with Xbox's Forza Horizon 5. Right now, Forza Horizon 5, as of today, has sold over 5 million copies on the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation platform, generating over 300 million in revenue. That is an unmitigated success. It gives the total that have played the game 54 million players. It seems like Xbox strategy is right, and we were wrong. 5 million in sales. that sales number eclipses a lot of PlayStation's first-party titles. Living in a world of video games and having to follow breadcrumbs to look at trailers and figure out if your game that you are anticipating is actually going to make it out, or a game that you know that is in development and you want to know more of, it could be nerve-wracking. And I feel for Elder Scrolls 6 fans. Right now, Xbox has teased them. Now, I'm not really on Reddit like that, but a lot of people send me Reddit posts and information from stuff that is dropping in Reddit. Reddit is useful, right? For what it's useful for, but also can be very harmful with everything in life. Well, apparently right now, Xbox replied to a Reddit post saying that it's going to be a good year for titles ending in the 6. That got Elder Scrolls 6 fans riled up. Hopefully, Elder Scrolls 6 is shown this year. I do not believe that Elder Scrolls 6 will launch this year at all. But I think it was more of a nod to Grand Theft Auto 6 and not Elder Scrolls 6. But you have to ask yourself, why would Xbox put that there and tease that? They own the IP when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6. They don't own the IP when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. But Grand Theft Auto 6 launching on Xbox is going to bring a ton of money regardless. So I think they would see it like that, opposed to thinking that they're talking about Elder Scrolls 6. I think it's really more to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. That's just my opinion. Now, this game would have definitely flown under my radar, but for, $20, it'll pop out. And what I could say is, if you are a fan of Paper Mario, if you like the Mario and Luigi RPGs, and you never had the opportunity to play it, and let's say you're an Xbox loyalist and a foolish individual that likes video games but don't have everything, if finances has dictated that you never got a chance to play Paper Mario, or you got a chance to play Paper Mario, you just never had a Nintendo device, maybe the ecosystem didn't talk to you, well, I give you a substitute for your RPG woes. Escape from Ever After. Escape from Ever After looks like a carbon copy, just swapping out the lovable characters of Mario and Luigi and the wonderful world of Mario Brothers with Ever After. The game looks fantastic. It looks heavily inspired. It has a very positive rating from the Steam demo. I'm going to download that Steam demo today to give this game a spin to figure out if I want to pursue a little bit more in the game. If Ever After talks to you, let me know in the comments, because Escape from Ever After looks really good. It's launching on Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. So, Nintendo, you guys get a double dip of all the fun. PlayStation and Xbox, well, prepare to wet your beak, because I love Paper Mario. I'm pretty sure I will love Escape from Ever After. Well, it's official. With stuff like this happening, a game dropping at a different price point when it initially started, with a hell of a lot of updates to it to get it out of the rough state some may have felt that it launched in, Avowed gets a permanent price drop when it ahead of the time it launches on the PlayStation 5. Now, a lot of people is going to take that as, damn, y'all are beta testers. Or some people is going to take it as it has launched with its initial zeitgeist being met, and now the game is launching into another ecosystem and they want to give it the best opportunity to survive, thrive, and strive. Much like Forza Horizon 5. Listen, I get the game anyway inside Game Pass. I play the game, and actually I have to finish the game. So who am I to stand in the way of progress from individuals that actually want to play the game and are getting the free anniversary update at the same time. Listen, I just game here. I don't run a company. If I ran a company, I'll run it into the ground with my fanboy ways. They know what they're doing. And if the PlayStation guys get a price drop on a year-old game, that just makes more business sense to me. I'm just saying. Now, from hearing what Ninja Theory had to say, and I want to thank each and every last one of you for making it this far in the video. Ninja Theory said that Project Mara was pretty more of a concept. It was a thought idea. It was an experiment that they were trying to push across the line, and it just didn't materialize in a manner that we expected or we hoped for. Apparently, Hellblade 2 did better than initially thought. A game where I felt was a really good visual looking game, which was a little hollow when it came to a lot of other gaming aspects. The game was short. It was brief. You were able to get in at like 8 hours, knock it out, continue the story. So Hellblade, I think it deserved it, to get a third, to get probably the definitive one. It felt like it was missing something that could have took it over the top. It felt like it was on rails, and I don't think that game deserves that. I think that game should be an open adventure and with puzzle solving, a little bit wider in scope. But I guess financially the game made sense. And now that it's going over to the PlayStation ecosystem, it makes more money. So you got to really think about, in terms of games that are successful on Xbox and making their way over to PlayStation and yada, yada, yada. That stuff is kind of par for the course. So I'm happy that the game is being made. I did feel that it had some unfinished business. So Hellblade 3, hopefully it's called Hellblade 3, is pretty much on my radar. With Avowed going over to PlayStation, well, you're going to hear the new terms and the new talking points that Xbox guys are glorified beta testers. And listen, I'm glad to be your hucklebearer, because if I get a chance to beta test Avowed and get the update, I don't care. To be real with you, I don't care. I'm a beta tester when it comes to, I don't wait for PlayStation games if I don't have to, and they go on Steam, then I get them on Xbox. It doesn't matter to me. Whenever I decide to jump into a game, I decide to jump into the game. It's new for me. What's old for you is new for me. What's old for me is new for you. So, to each his own, do your thing. But the game Avowed going over to PlayStation, I'm very happy that it's going, because that gives me the hope that an Avowed 2 will come out, based upon, Hellblade 2, success. So I'm looking forward to, getting, continuation from Obsidian when it comes to Avowed and Avowed, universe, Pillars of Eternity. I think that is untapped potential with a whole bunch of different aspects to franchise. This could be nothing of a nothing burger. Battlefield 6 has lost, I think it was like 90% of their active user or in active user base, monthly active users. I don't know what that means. It's not really versus Call of Duty, right? But we tend to put verses towards everything. So in a sense that it's a war type game, and like if you only have a certain amount of dollars, I guess that's where the versus comes in. Other than that, people were prematurely calling Call of Duty dead based upon the success and the gravitas that Battlefield 6 had, instead of championing Battlefield 6 for being extremely relevant and not as broken as, I think it was Battlefield 2024 or whatever that title was. So instead of championing that, they decided to the greater than theory, and it really lends to anything that is Microsoft and Xbox, because prior to that, Call of Duty was the bee's knees. But after the acquisition of, ABK, Call of Duty became a pariah and it must fail. And every new game that is a live service game or a game that is similar in scope kills Call of Duty. We've done this. This is old hat. I'm just saying, just Battlefield. If you play Battlefield and you felt that the content has run dry, I think maybe that's the problem with Call of Duty having consistent content running wild, and Battlefield seems to be a little bit sparse in updates and extras. Remember, Call of Duty has been doing this for a long period of time, where it's a well-oiled machine, and Battlefield really has to get up to snuff. It seems that Xbox and Microsoft are right. Who am I to tell them to forego 5 million extra purchases, because those are purchases on PlayStation. Those 5 million aren't Game Pass subs. Those 5 million aren't PlayStation Plus subs. That's current. That's concrete. That's cash. With over 300 plus million in revenue. Oh, that strategy is an unmitigated success. There's absolutely no way that you're stopping that juggernaut from any game could be 5 million. I want you to put this in perspective. 5 million for Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation has outsold some of PlayStation's first-party AAA titles. When you have the fanboys and the console warriors, like I'm not, telling you that they don't want Xbox games, well, Xbox is Xboxing on your box. And there's nothing that you could do to stop it. To be completely honest with you, if this is the constant trend, you really have to look over at PlayStation and saying, why aren't you about your bread? There's something to be said about a company that is about getting that bread. I look at a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys, and including myself, oh, we want exclusives to stay exclusive and this, that, and the third. The business speaks for itself. We are old when it comes to our rhetoric about how we feel companies should be run. The metrics speak for itself. Xbox is killing it when it comes to putting their titles on other platforms. What is the other recourse? Because you have people that says Phil's a liar, Sarah's a liar, Mad Booty's a fraud, they need to go. With selling 5 million Forza Horizon 5s on PlayStation, what in the blue blazes do you think Halo Combat Evolved or Campaign Evolved is going to do over there? We really have to start evaluating our fandom. Because listen, it's making sense. And what we're doing is getting the benefit of the sales over there, because the Xbox ecosystem has expanded in a way that is mind-bending, from Play Anywhere to being prevalent on every PC with the Xbox full screen experience, to all these Windows handhelds, just taking your Xbox everywhere. The platform has breached the outer limits of the box, and has evolved into a beast unlike anything that you've ever seen. The unmitigated success that it's having with Call of Duty being data mined for coming out for the Switch 2. Xbox is going to be who we always thought they should be. Number one. Now, in the zeitgeist or in the casual mind, right now, PlayStation is number one. That couldn't be further from the truth. They're the number one third-party casual console box. You can tell how casual it is when the parent company believes that they should have an option that the AI takes over for the player and completes a level, a section of a game without player control. If that ain't the height of casualness, I don't know what is. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. Like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Like I told you, I drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, a lot of times, I'm going to give you the news you don't want to hear. I'm going to make sure, as Xbox gamers, we stay vigilant in getting what we want. And this year is a huge year. So I want you to do what I always like to do, what I try to do the most. And I want you to go where gamers game and winners win. And try to play the Game Pass.